Bleacher Report released their quarterback rankings. They ranked all the starting quarterbacks in the NFL 1 to 32, and some of the results were very, very peculiar, and some of them were spot on. I'll give them that, but mostly peculiar here. So let's just go from 1 to 32. Number 1, they have Patrick Mahomes. Following that, at 2, they have Tom Brady. 3, Aaron Rodgers. 4, Russell Wilson. 5, Josh Allen. 6, Lamar Jackson. 7, Matt Ryan. So let's just take a look at that right here. That top 10 from Patrick Mahomes to Kyler Murray. One thing that stands out to me immediately, Aaron Rodgers not being number 2. That immediately stands out to me. I understand Patrick Mahomes being number 1. I would probably agree with that. And I love the stuff that Aaron Rodgers does. This is why I'm about to make the case that he should be above Tom Brady, because Aaron Rodgers proved last year. He won the MVP last year. He went out there with all the scrutiny around him and won the MVP. Brady, yeah, he won a Super Bowl. But you can't tell me that Tom Brady is a better player than Aaron Rodgers is right now. That's untrue. Tom Brady was in a very unique situation where he had great pieces around him, a great defense around him that made him successful. That is truth too. And that's not me saying, oh, Tom Brady can't play football. He's falling off a cliff and he needs help. No, Tom Brady I would still put him in the top 10, top 6 even. He can be a top 6 quarterback in my opinion. I just don't see him being the second best quarterback in the NFL right now. I think Aaron Rodgers as a quarterback is better. Let's move on now. So that's number 1. I think Aaron Rodgers. So this is just underselling Aaron Rodgers, and who knows? It'll probably be a chip on his shoulder as well. No, let's move on here, and then we move on to number 4 through. Look at 4 through 8 because that's very interesting to me in the order they have these people at. So they have Russell Wilson, then Josh Allen, then Lamar Jackson, Matt Ryan, and Dak Prescott. So that again, I don't know if I agree with. I agree with Russell Wilson being ahead of all those other guys. I would also put Russell Wilson above Tom Brady right now. I would also put probably Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson above Tom Brady right now. It's, again, not all time. Not saying Tom Brady's a bad quarterback, but right now, I think those players are better than Tom Brady. Fight me. So that's where I would probably put Tom Brady around 6 and move everyone up, basically. That would be me. And then you get to Matt Ryan, Dak Prescott, and Ryan Tannehill. So those are just about where I thought they would be. Ryan Tannehill had a great season last year. He probably deserves to be moved up some charts. Do I think he's the 10th best quarterback in the league? By the way, I want to make it clear. The NFL is loaded with quarterback talent. Almost all of these quarterbacks on this list are extremely talented. So just make that clear. That's not an indictment on anyone. And then you move on, and you got some of the young guys. Kyler Murray at 10. Justin Herbert, after one great year, by the way, 31 touchdowns, going up to number 11 on this list. Probably deserves that, I would say. I'll put him up there. But you know, I mean, yeah, I don't know if I don't know. It's just me reacting to this. I'm just, yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't have. If you're going to put Ryan Tannehill up there, you probably should put Herbert up there. But the biggest one here, as you look at number 12 through 15, look at this. This is where I have a huge problem, by the way. Number 12, Matthew Stafford. Okay, fair enough. Number 13, Derek Carr. Fair enough. Sure, maybe a little lower. Number 14, Kirk fucking Cousins. You're telling me Kirk Cousins is a better quarterback than Baker Mayfield? Kirk Cousins is a better quarterback than I know Ben Roethlisberger ain't what he used to be. Trust me, I watched the AFC North game. I watched those Steelers games. He was not great at the latter part of the season, but he's better than Kirk Cousins. Jared Goff is better than Kirk Cousins. I mean, then that's no cap. Jared Goff is better than Kirk Cousins. How do you have Kirk Cousins above Baker Mayfield, though? That is blasphemous. That's truly blasphemous. Baker Mayfield broke the NFL rookie record before Justin Herbert did after him. But he broke the NFL rookie record for touchdown passes in the season. He balled out on a terrible Cleveland Browns team. Got them to a winning record a year after going 0-16. And you're telling me that Baker Mayfield is a worse quarterback or not as good as Kirk fucking Cousins? This guy literally had his teammate Everson Griffin call him trash the second he left the Vikings. He was like, Kirk Cousins is garbage. And because he is, it makes no sense to me that Kirk Cousins has had the first two fully guaranteed contracts in NFL history. Both went to Kirk Cousins. Both of them. And they've got them rated. They've got him rated higher than Baker Mayfield. Ludicrous Bleacher Report. Absolutely ludicrous. Luda. Oh my God, it's bad. Let's keep going down this list because what a list this turns out to be. So you got Jared Goff here, below Carson Wentz. Sure, they're probably at the same level, but below Ben Roethlisberger. But below Kirk Cousins, Jared Goff is definitely a better quarterback than Kirk Cousins. I'll take that to the bank. I'll take that to the bank. I think the Lions are actually going to do fairly well. They got protection behind him. I think Jared Goff isn't as bad as people say. He wasn't as good as being a first overall pick, but he's not as bad as people say. He still got his team to a Super Bowl. He was still successful in that offense, regardless of what people want to say about him. Then you look at the rest of the list here. You got Danny Dimes here at 20. Danny Dimes, Daniel Jones above all of some of these people. Some of the people they have Daniel Jones rated above are Jameis Winston, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Jimmy Garoppolo. You're telling me Jimmy Garoppolo is a much better quarterback. I would rather have Jimmy Garoppolo than Daniel Jones. Jimmy Garoppolo at least has some intangible qualities that show he can be, a great quarterback sometimes. Similar thing with Ryan Fitzpatrick. He's definitely better than Daniel Jones. I'd rather have Ryan Fitzpatrick. If I'm trying to win a Super Bowl one year, I'm taking Ryan Fitzpatrick now over Daniel Jones right now. That's truth. And then you round out someone who fell really low in this is Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold fell all the way down to 27th. They have him below Andy Dalton, Cam Newton, Jimmy G. And you know what? He didn't really do much on the Jets to prove it, but I think Sam Darnold is going to prove a lot of people wrong as a member of the Carolina Panthers this year. This is real funny, too. We talked about the quarterback situation between the Denver Broncos and how it was very even, and neither quarterback really took it, so that was peculiar. Bleacher Report has both Drew Lock and Teddy Bridgewater rated 29. That's why I have two 29s up there, because they did. They have Drew Lock and Teddy Bridgewater both rated at 29. They couldn't even pick them. But, yeah, probably about right. Zach Wilson is not as good as Jalen Hurts. I'm sorry. I know that kid's got a cannon, but he's not as good, and he's on a terrible team. Sorry, not as good. That's cap. Also, lost in all of this, at number 28, Tua Tagovailoa. I love Tua. Last year, though, there were some things that were apparent about his I don't know whether it was lack of desire to throw the ball downfield, and maybe he. I know he doesn't have the strongest arm, but there were some times where he would just throw it and it would look off, and he would just go into the dirt, and it would be short passes, and you were concerned about it. So that's something that Tua needs to really remedy this year in order to move up. I think 28. Again, young quarterback. We'll see what he does this year. But the biggest things that stood out to me, the two biggest things that stood out to me that I'm mad about, Kirk Cousins being the 14th best quarterback in the NFL. Kirk Cousins, at best, should be like 20. Put him in between Ryan Fitzpatrick and Cam Newton. That's where Kirk Cousins is. Kirk Cousins is probably the 23rd, 24th best quarterback in the league. In a very talented NFL. That's just truth. He fucking garbage. His own teammates started calling him garbage. Come on, man. Stephon Diggs. He ran Stephon Diggs out of town because Stephon Diggs didn't want to play with him. He wanted to go play with a real quarterback. You're telling me he's better than Baker fucking Mayfield? Fuck out of here, Bleacher Report. All cap. Thanks for watching this video from Real Take Sports Talk. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Also, remember to check out our live show every single Thursday at 8 p.m. right here on the YouTube channel. And remember, keep it real.